Hey there, Cosmic Explorers! Welcome back. It is really awesome to see you again. I'm Billy Adams, and today we will dive into the wonderful world of atoms, to explore how they make up the universe, and even you. So, be prepared to feel empty, because 99.99% of you is empty space. Remember, be awesome and make sure you go to billyadams.com, hit that like and subscribe button, and share, and let's jump right in. Remember, you are billions of atoms, each atom billions of years old. But what exactly are atoms? Well, atoms are like teeny-weeny, tiny solar systems, with a nucleus of protons and neutrons in the center, surrounded by electrons that orbit the nucleus. Protons carry a positive charge, neutrons have no charge, and electrons are negatively charged. The forces between these tiny particles hold the atom together. Fun fact, the actual size of an atom is about 1,000,000 times smaller than the thickness of a hair strand. Atoms create bonds with each other to form molecules and compounds. They can do this in two main ways, covalent and ionic bonding. In covalent bonding, atoms share electrons to try filling up their shells. Meanwhile, in ionic bonding, atoms donate or receive electrons to achieve full electron shells. Sharing or swapping electrons brings atoms together, forming a diverse array of molecules and compounds. There are currently 118 known elements in the periodic table, with each element representing a unique type of atom. These elements are organized according to their atomic number, which represents the number of protons in an atom's nucleus. Fun fact, about 94 of the known elements can be found naturally on Earth, while the remaining 24 have been synthesized in laboratories. So, remember when I said you're 99% empty space? That's because the distance between atomic particles is huge, compared to their sizes. If an atom were the size of a football stadium, the nucleus would be the size of a grain of rice. Now that's mind-blowing! Have you ever wondered just how much space there really is in matter? As we pointed out, atoms are nearly entirely empty space, with only a small core of protons and neutrons at the center. But what if we could remove all of that empty space? How much matter would be left? To answer that question, we can start by looking at the size of atoms. We know atoms are incredibly small, about 1,000,000 times smaller than the width of a human hair. In fact, if you were to line up a row of 1,000,000 atoms, they would only measure about 1 millimeter in length. But even though atoms are tiny, they make up everything around us, from the air we breathe to the food we eat and the buildings we live in. So how much space is really taken up by all of that matter? If we were to take all of the atoms in a typical human body and remove all of their empty space, what would be left? The answer is surprisingly small. All of the matter in your body could fit into a cube that is just 40 nanometers on each side. To put that into perspective, a nanometer is 1/1,000,000th of a meter, about the size of a few atoms lined up next to each other. If you were to take all of the matter in your body, and compress it down as much as possible, taking out the empty atomic voids, it would fit into a space smaller than the width of a human hair. Of course, this calculation is based on a number of assumptions, for example, that all of the atoms in your body are packed as tightly together as possible, and that there are no spaces between them. In reality, the space between atoms is still there, even if it's much smaller than the atoms themselves. If we were able to strip away all the empty space from every human being on Earth, we would be left with a staggering realization: all of humanity would fit into a volume no larger than a sugar cube. This mind-blowing concept is due to the fact that atoms, the building blocks of all matter, are incredibly small and mostly empty space. The nucleus of an atom, which contains the protons and neutrons, is only about 100,000 times smaller than the entire atom. This means that the rest of the atom, consisting of the electrons and the space between them, is almost entirely empty. The average human body contains around 7 octillion atoms, that's 7 with 27 zeros behind it, but if we remove all the empty space between the atoms, we would be left with a mass of just a few grams. That's roughly equivalent to a single raisin or a small paper clip. To illustrate this concept even further, imagine shrinking every person on Earth down to their atomic size and lining them up in a row. The entire human race would only measure around 50 meters in length. But what about the objects around us, such as buildings, cars, and trees? If we were to remove all the empty space from these objects, they would shrink down to a fraction of their size. A typical brick, for example, would be reduced to a small cube only a few nanometers across. This may all seem like abstract and mind-bending science, but it has important applications in fields such as medicine and nanotechnology. By better understanding how matter is constructed and how it behaves, scientists can develop new technologies and treatments to improve our lives. So next time you look at the world around you, remember that what you see is mostly empty space, and that's both a humbling and amazing thought. This is particularly useful when you feel overwhelmed or upset, because it reminds you that no matter what, you are amazing for just being you. So hey, you awesome amazing collection of greatness! Guess what? If you are ever searching for meaning or purpose in your life, well, you already have it, it is inside of you. Crafted over billions of years, gifted to you for this brief period of time. The only thing the universe asks of you in return, is to just continue to be your amazing self. The universe loves you, because it created you, using these amazing building blocks. Your purpose is to just be, nothing more and nothing less, just be. And in return for being, you will receive the cosmic love, just from being you. Sure, this sounds corny, but the fact is it's true. You have nothing to worry about because you are exactly where you need to be, in all your awesomeness. Oh, and anyone who thinks it is corny, well, just ask them one question. Do you really, honestly think you have more knowledge than the atomic particles in all the universe? These atoms have existed for billions of years, and our knowledge has come from the last few decades of our own experience. Connecting with the universe makes a lot more sense than believing we could possibly dispute it. Oh, there is one more thing, and this is not mandatory, but you should really try to use your atoms well, because they aren't yours to keep, you are just borrowing them, and you wouldn't trash something you borrowed, right? Just be kind to yourself, take care of your atoms, be kind to others and accept the love of the universe. Okay, I hope you enjoyed our journey into the world of atoms. If you found the story fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and on whatever platform you are using, share it with your friends. Also, be sure to visit billyadams.com and sign up for more fun and exciting atomic connection content. Until next time, this is Billy Adams, signing off for now. Stay awesome and remember you are billions of atoms, billions of years old, connected to everything and everyone. And, the universe loves you.